here you see a bunch of, let's say, inconsistencies in the wire. What that means is you don't really have the wire coming out straight. You can feel that there is bumps in the wire and lumps in the wire. That's where the wire is crossing over each other on the spool, because it's not precision wound, it's random wound. The other thing that happens when you get those feeding inconsistencies is, as your drive roll tension is set too tight, which here, the reason it's set to about 1.5, you can see the 1 is already gone, the 2 is not really quite there yet. If I would back this up a little bit, you see the 1 comes out like right there. So it was set at about 1.5, not quite 1 3/4. The reason it needed that much pressure is because of the wire being random wound, and it needed that much force to pull it through. If the wire was better quality and smoother, less pressure would do it. What happens here is, if you are too loose, the wire will just, the drive roll will spin and it will create a flat spot on the wire. So if I would feed the wire out, blocking it like this, there you see no wire is feeding, but also no bird's nest is happening. Right now I created a flat spot on the wire, so you need to run 10 feet out for that flat spot not to go through the gun. If my pressure and my drive roll pressure is too loose, it will slip all the time. If my drive roll pressure is too tight, what happens is these 3 points of contact, the 2 down in the drive roll here and the 1 up on the idler, will deform the wire and make it like triangle shape or diamond shape as the drive roll is pinching the wire. The pinch will also create a curl. The curl will create drag in the liner, and it will hurt it from feeding through. This also holds true for steel wire. You just need significantly more pressure. So now you see this will still feed, and I need to run 10 feet out to get rid of that flat spot. But this is why you don't want to run poor quality wire in your machine. Not every eBay wire that you feel is a good deal that you just got for cheap means that it will enhance your welding experience later on. Personally, if this was good wire, I would not open this and reel this back up in here, because as you can already tell, these bumps and lumps here, what happens is after the wire is through the feeder one time, the surface finish is compromised. It will be still good enough to take the current in the contact tip to weld, but if you want to reel it back in and then refeed it through there, that's not a recipe of success. The wire is designed for a one-time feed only. So as you can tell right here, the precision wound Alcotec wire with the superior surface finish and the right drive roll pressure still comes out of the tip nice, clean, evenly. A few things to consider here when choosing wire. A brand name wire, we prefer the Alcotec wire. We believe that this is a top tier product made in USA. That's why we use that wire. A wire like this, not only is precision wound, also the way how it's drawn through the dies, it has an absolute superior surface finish. The feedability is absolutely unmatched. The cleanliness of the wire as it comes through the dies, it does not contain a bunch of dirt, a bunch of oil. When you get those budget wires in Asia Import Special, and you weld with them even on clean material, often enough you have peppering in the weld where there's some oil that is still on the wire that then burns off and makes peppering in your weld. So there is a lot of things to consider. Prep work, rework, weld quality. At what point are you saving money or not saving money using a cheaper or more expensive wire to eliminate prep, or not eliminate prep? At what point are you saving or losing money reducing prep work and eliminating rework, rather than beating your head against the wall all day because you saved $10 on a roll of wire? Now your next step is making your final adjustments on the wire tension. What you want to do is, you want to make sure you can hold the wire with your fingers. The drive wheel will spin, the wire will not feed, and you want to make sure there's enough there, enough power there to feed the wire out, where it doesn't like stop all by itself just with the smallest obstruction. So this is about a good setting to have. Now the pro tip is, whenever you had the wire spin in the same location like this, try to run 10 feet of wire out so that you get rid of the flat spot the roller just created. If this comes out, you actually will be able to see the flat spot in the wire. Once that flat spot comes through the tip under power while welding current is introduced, it can cause burnbacks.